everyone, and welcome to the Suzanne and Sarah YouTube channel. I'm Suzanne Moore, Realtor with Realty One Group Discovery in beautiful Bend, Oregon, and coming to you from beautiful, steamy Baja, Mexico. And today I'm here to talk to you about the May 2025 market stats for Bend, Oregon. And the headline here is that we are finally entering familiar territory because this year has been pretty unpredictable so far. We had a much slower start to the season, with March really posting lackluster results for sellers who were eager to hit the market at the right time at the start of spring, which is typically when we start to see the beginning of our real estate price spike. And March was just sort of like pretty slow. But then what happened in April was we hit a brand new record high for Bend area home prices. We went from below 700 to 832,000 in the span of 1 month. So it's been quite a wild ride, nothing that any of the historical data that we look at would have predicted. But now that May has wrapped up, we're really seeing numbers start to stabilize and look a lot more like what we expect for this time of year. So things are much more on track, matching historical trends. So our new median home price in Bend is $772,000. That's just 2.5% higher than this time last year. And that is what we call normal growth. So we're entering more of a normal growth stage, which is good for just keeping things stable and not so wild and unpredictable. Number of sales is pretty much the same as it was last month, but it's 14% higher than last year. And we know, last year, 2024, was a year of very low inventory as sellers were just waiting to see what would happen, with the new administration, and knowing that interest rates were high and they didn't want to let go of their golden handcuffs of those great low interest rates. Well, finally, some sellers are just like, look, we're done. We're out. We need to move for various reasons. So we are seeing higher number of sales this year. Still historically low, but slightly higher. And one thing that has been consistent this year overall is higher days on market. So that means, homes are sitting on the market longer, and buyers get more time to make up their minds. So the homes this month in May sat on the market for a full 3 weeks before buyers locked them up and eased sellers' worries, because usually sellers put homes on their market and think that they're going to be pending. And, hopefully everyone always hopes that they'll be pending in a few days. Well, that was the case last year, but not this year. And for comparison, last year, homes only took 10 days before a buyer said yes to the address. So a few other interesting stats from 2025, May 2025. Cash transactions are pretty much the same as they have been, about 38% of all sales. So about the same as last year. Price per square foot has come back down after the April spike to our highest ever median home price. So we're back down into the high threes. And so $389 a square foot in Bend last month was $411. First time we've ever seen it in the 400s. So what does all this mean? All right, if you are our sellers, the days of wild bidding wars and putting your home on the market and getting multiple offers might be behind us for now. So just factor that into your plans. And we also just cannot stress enough to price it right the first time, or risk having it sit and waiting and waiting and waiting. So what we're seeing for overpriced homes is they're taking a long time to sell, and they're taking multiple price reductions. So, homes that are priced well are sometimes attracting multiple offers. So just keep that in mind, sellers. And for buyers, you have a bit more time to make decisions. Finally, this year's giving you a bit of a reprieve to take a breath, do some due diligence before you offer, and feel confident going into this next phase of your life. So if you see a home sitting on the market for a couple weeks, do not be afraid to negotiate. And that's what we are here to help you with. So Lastly, Ben's all-time high was last month at $832,000, so now we're about 60K under that peak. So is this a sign of a more balanced market? We think so. Is it a sign to make your move to Bend? Absolutely. The one thing we hear all the time from people is, I wish I had done XYZ sooner. Well, you know what? In 5 years from now, you'll wish that you had done that now. So take a chance, give us a call. Let's talk if you're thinking about buying or selling this spring season, or if you're looking for the months where you can get the very best deal in Central Oregon. Send us a message because we have the local scoop that you will not find on Zillow. So thank you all so much for joining us today for the May 2025 market stats coming at you from beautiful Baja, Mexico. And we will be back at you in June with all the numbers and the historicals and the stats to help you make sense of the real estate market in Bend, Oregon. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you next time. And if you like this video, please consider subscribing, hit that thumbs up button, and give us a like. Thanks so much.